So, Diane gave you the corrected resolution number 16. Chris Kentner actually lives in Lancaster. He's on Town Line Road, Alden Post Office. And somehow they picked up Alden instead of Lancaster. So, just so you know, he does live in Lancaster. Another item here, maybe the press is interested in this. I know this has been a topic of several residents asking questions about. So we finally received the DASNY grant paperwork. So that was on Friday. Today's Monday, was Friday. And the historical buildings portion of it is $110,000. $15,000 of it is for the dog control fence. So I don't know, I know you have been working on that, and maybe you and Adam can make sure that has Jean done anything with the fence yet? So there's $15,000 allotted for that.
I mean, we had quotes,
So-
but we'll probably get new quotes, so.
Yes, yeah, but at least that gave you,
Yep.
a ballpark. So, there's paperwork that I have to sign off on, but we've got the award, the contract number, that's all that really we needed. So, Ed has contacted the architect who worked on all of the, did the needs analysis of the building. So,
And that starts with the portico.
That's the next piece.
yeah, that's the next
Is that
bad,
going to soak up most of the 110?
probably, yeah. And it's just
I
like,
guess an update, yes.
so just like, the roof was, the 100,000 was eaten up right away, but, the town will be able to, just have to make up the difference so that we can get that done. So, so that will be sooner than later. And then the other piece of good news is that all that is good news. The Public Service Commission has finally authorized our purchase of the streetlights from NICEAG.
Good.
So that's been authorized, and we're working on all of the requirements that NICEAG now has before they will allow us to purchase them. So
And our contractor's already done an inventory, so we know exactly.
we know we have,
Good.
yes. So, but there are a lot of hoops that we have to jump through with NICEAG. So we're working on jumping through those hoops. This has been something that I've been working on since August of 2016. So as you can see, we're pushing 3 years to get this far. So, it should be sooner than later. So that's it on the good news. After that, we're going to adjourn in memory of Jan Zulk, who is the father of one of our employees. I'm sorry, the uncle of one of our employees here. And we also have to go into executive session. Diane, I sent that to you already. It's 2 different items. One of them is regarding collective negotiations pursuant to Article 14 of Civil Service Law. And the other one is matters leading to the appointment of a particular person. So that's that. Other than that, we can go through the resolutions unless anybody has anything else.
Just a quick question
Yes.
on the lighting. I remember having sat through all the presentations, everything else.
Right.
There's a whole lot of buildup just to get to the point where we can actually move ahead. But pouring the lights was obviously a big part of it. What's the time frame then going forward? Do we know? Is it a 6-month, 9-month? Are we still a year out? before-
Well, it depends upon how long it's going to take. I'm in hopes that we can get started on it very soon. But, we still have to go through everything that, such as a letter of credit that NICEAG is requiring. And it's not as simple as it sounds. So, and it is expensive.
Gotcha.
So we're working on that. We're not sure, perhaps they would permit us to put funds in escrow. So, we are, constantly going back and forth with NICEAG. What do we need to do now? And by we, I mean, our engineers and Dave and I are bouncing back and forth.
And
So-
this might be a question for Matt,
Mhm.
but the more recent lighting that had to go up for subdivisions has all been on LED, right? So we don't
Yes,
have to
we
touch
have,
those.
Right, yeah, that's not really Matt, but Ed has been making sure that
For LEDs.
the contractors are putting LEDs in.
Okay.
Yes, so,
They were originally supposed to start in April and finish by in September, but that's going to lead on, so.
Yeah, we couldn't get the
yeah,
lights.
well, you know, the PSC went over their length of time to review it and get back to us. So, you know, everybody stretches that envelope.
Joanna, who's going to maintain the light system?
We will,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, because that's
Yeah,
what I
and
got
we
to-
will be saving over $20,000 a month once we acquire them. We'll no longer have to be paying NICEAG for maintenance.
And not only that, when there's a light out, we don't have to,
We
Phone
we
call
don't have
somebody
to
and
jump
get
through
on the
all the
list.
hoops.
Right.
Yes, with NICEAG. It's back and forth. NICEAG, our contract, our electrician, NICEAG, back and forth, back and forth. And they play tag with it until they can finally get it repaired. We won't have that.
Right.
And the durability of LEDs, they last a lot longer than the lamps that we have now. So, you know, it's a win-win, just like in your house. If you have put, you know, compact fluorescents in or LEDs in your house, you see how you've reduced the number of times that you have to change those.
Well, that's what we spec'd out that bucket truck, the new bucket truck. We spec'd it out so we could do those lights.
Right,
And the new hire in the highway department is familiar with working around wires, with trees. So
Mhm.
that's going to help the situation too.
right.
So,
Now, speaking of lights, a different kind of light, on School Street heading south before you cross over Broadway, so you're sitting at the light on School Street at Broadway, there are 2 traffic lights up there. The traffic light on the left as you're facing it has red, yellow, and green. The traffic light on the right, the red light is out. Yellow and, I believe yellow works, green definitely works. So who
That's the
reports
state,
that?
that's the state. We got to report to the state.
State signal or federal call.
Okay, who can, will you report it? Could you? Okay, all right. So it is actually on the School Street side of Broadway, and it's, as you're facing south, and the light on the right, the red light. Okay. Notice that today, so, okay, different kind of light, but. So that's that. And, anybody else have anything then? Come with the question.
what, we have to be.
Pardon me?
No, I'm
Oh,
good.
okay, all right. So we can start going through the resolutions then. 1 is the minutes, 2 is the claims, 3 is the building permits.
What was the culvert?
4, yeah, Di Donato, we're finally getting that on. And are they, what are they up to now, Dan?
Well, the survey's been done, so now they can move forward with this now that you gave them
Yeah.
the agreement to.
Right, so,
And I think the design's pretty well done. Bill, you talked to Jeff Blank, correct? I mean, John, yeah.
They're working on it.
Yeah, he's got it pretty much done.
where is their agreement? Kevin, is that in your office?
I believe so.
Okay, because after the meeting, can I sign it?
Yeah, I think I can find it. Would be in the,
I'm assuming we should have one on the project.
I'll find it.
Yeah, so we'll go back in there and I can sign that right afterwards so that they can hit the ground tomorrow then? Okay, so. 5 at,
It's just private improvement for
Yeah.
curb and sewer.
and Irene Colvin, for repair rookies.
Special use.
Okay. And 7 is the neg deck for 10 Lancaster Parkway. Anything, Matt or Ed, that is remarkable about that?
No.
No, it's just simple warehouse, office warehouse. And number 8 is the neg deck again for the 6466 Broadway. And that is now a 3-lot subdivision. He had originally filed it as a 2-lot
That's correct.
subdivide, and now he wants 3 lots. So. And number 9 is a site plan approval for 10.
The two conditions that are on it, I mean, I believe it's meant to be read as a private improvement permit rather than a public improvement.
Should be private, yeah.
It should be a private. it is a parking facility on private property. And then the second, the as-built survey will be required upon completion of the project. It looks like the second half of the sentence was lopped off.
Okay, so what is it that you're saying? Where does it say private
The
improvement?
two conditions, is that a public improvement permit?
On resolution 9 or 5
Well,
conditions?
You're on 12, right?
Oh, no,
Oh,
I
you're
was
on
on
nine.
9.
Nine.
That's why
Really
I
heavy.
thought it's like, whoa.
You are
No,
so far ahead of the rest of us.
yes, you are. This is the site plan for Wilkinson's. Okay, number 9.
The
Number
crazy thing is there
10.
was a second thing as built. Whoa, what's going on?
Okay,
It was close.
10 is the truck cabs and chassis. 11,
That's gonna be.
okay, with a ditching bucket. And 12, so 12 should say private improvement
Instead of
permits.
public,
Okay, Diane, do you have that? Okay. So
What was the
everybody
second
could
one?
just, and then as-built survey is required?
upon completion of the project.
I see, okay.
And we want, just reading the resolution, this is the one we split, right, phase 1, phase 2.
Phase 1, phase 2.
Right.
Phase 2 is going to be dependent on the Army Corps accepting the delineation report.
Yeah.
Okay, Diane, did you get that?
I got the private and upon completion of the project.
Yes. Okay, thanks. So we're just going to amend those. 13. This is the guide rail over on Seneca Place.
Wasn't that just a change order? That should have been just a change order, correct?
No, it's not,
No.
because this contract's with us versus through Nova.
Oh, just us return taking it down. Well, that's where the confusion was.
Yeah, it was, it was.
Yeah, because I know it was already approved, we were just gonna take it down and save 3,000, okay.
Yeah.
This is still going on.
Is that,
This is still going on.
This is still going
Still
on.
going on.
being fixed this week. Should be this week, I think it's after this week.
Well, he told us, we wanted to do it early in the year, and he says you only come out here one time, so he does the other guy really do
After
it.
now, finishing up the last guy.
You only want to mobilize once.
I talked to the guy, he understood that, he was okay with that.
Okay, and let's see here. This is the 3-lot single-family home development over at 6466 Broadway. Do the conditions look right to you, Matt? This is
Number
resolution
1 should have
14.
been stricken.
Pardon me?
Number 1 should have been stricken. There's no requirement for topsoil.
No topsoil required?
There's no computation required because we're not stripping the entire project. We're
Okay.
selling out the individual lot.
So the parcels obviously have to be submitted on 3 individual surveys. So that will be condition number 1. Condition number 1 will be stricken, Diane. And the easements are to be shown on each individual survey also. So that will be condition number 2. Resolution number 15, the police chief sent us a letter requesting that we eliminate one of the lieutenant's position. And as the chief had explained to me, you know, the lieutenant's position had existed because you were going through your accreditation and had a great deal of administrative work. Now that you're through that, you're just going to be maintaining what you need to maintain for the accreditation, and you'd rather have the boots on the ground. So, is there anything else you want to add to that, Chief?
No, we're kind of combining our training lieutenant position with the administrative position. So
Okay.
Mike Cronin is kind of doing both jobs right now.
Okay.
And that's what we intend to do in the future.
Very good, okay. And, you know, what that does is that, you know, provides us with an additional $24,055. So, those funds will be put back into the police contingency fund, and the remainder goes into the salaries for patrol. So, the next resolution number 16 is Officer Kettner is going to be one of our new lieutenants, so effective tomorrow. Resolution 16, oh, yeah, I just did that. Resolution 17. Corey Shelton is going to be a light equipment operator. He's a nice young man, and that I'm sure he's thrilled about it, and we
Yeah.
probably are also.
When,
so.
yes, when we actually retired, we put somebody in the mechanics position, and that moved Corey up to a light equipment operator.
Very good. And the next one is, we did get a letter, it's in your packet from Michelle, asking to appoint James Spire III to the vacant labor position in the Parks and Rec Department. And
think we should table that since Michelle's not here and the department.
Well, Michelle couldn't be
And
here,
Dawn.
so,
She what?
Michelle couldn't be here, so that's why I came. That's why I sent the letter in the first time.
well, that's up to the board. You know, if the board wishes to withdraw it until the next meeting, so you have a chance to
I would
talk to
suggest
Michelle.
that.
Okay, Matt, how do you feel about that?
I'm good with that.
Okay, I don't have a problem with it. Ron, how about you?
Go forward or table it?
To table it.
Why are we tabling it?
They wanted to talk to Michelle.
For further discussion.
I don't think we want to
You're
table
not in favor of it?
No, we have a department head and Danny here, that I don't like to get involved in micromanaging departments. He sent the letter first, I guess. Danny, did you send a letter?
Yeah, the highways,
I
yes,
did, yeah.
yes. This highway superintendent,
Right,
yes.
and also he oversees the parks.
He oversaw the barrel, yes.
He oversees the parks department, so I don't want to micromanage the departments. So I don't even think we should be sitting in for labor position interviews. We don't sit in the police department things or not like that, so I don't think it's any different.
Right.
I don't see a difference.
Okay, so Matt and Adam, you'd like to withdraw and talk to Michelle?
I would.
I would.
You would?
I would.
Yes, okay, all right. So why don't we withdraw then?
I guess I don't understand, why did Michelle have to send a letter? I think that's my question. When Danny sent the letter.
Because it's Michelle's department.
Okay, well, okay, we have Chief Carl here who sent the letter for Kepner, but it's really not his employee. What's the difference? Because he reports to Jeff Smith, right?
No,
No, we report to
Of
the
course.
Or, sorry, no, yes. Right, okay, but I'm saying, and I agree with you, the letter, I'm in favor of that, okay? But there's no difference
he's the
between,
police chief,
I
yes.
understand that,
Right.
and he is the department head of,
No, he is not.
Oh, he
No,
is.
the department head is Michelle.
But
no,
Michelle-
she's the general crew chief.
She's a working.
No, she is the parks crew chief. She's not a general crew chief.
She's the parks crew chief.
Correct.
He's the
right.
department head.
And that is the parks department.
But
So-
she reports to him.
No,
Right,
she
right,
doesn't.
the thing is, I recommended the last two employees in that department also. Clayton and then Yuri. And I recommend this one too. I mean, I said in all the interviews, I sent a letter in this time. It's no different than the other
Very
two.
good.
I think that's
It's no
what's.
different than the
I mean,
other two.
if you want to vote on it, that's fine. I'm not in favor of the appointment. So I would think if the hope is to end up hiring Mr. Spire, then we should wait a couple
Yeah,
years.
we get the facts straight. We wait 2 weeks rather than voting
If you
on
want to push it forward, that's fine.
it. It
I
doesn't
just-
pass.
You could ask the guy the question
So
right there.
the
He's
board,
interviewing.
what do you want me to do?
He's right there.
Right.
Well, the
No,
board,
Michelle is the park crew
the
chief.
the board sets policy. They don't hire people. I mean, I sat in interviews all day that day, and I made a recommendation. We had 3 really good candidates, and I recommended one candidate that I thought was the best for the job. Now, if the board's going to start hiring people, that's a whole different story.
Right, the board
But as far
does.
no, the board sets policy.
The
they
board
don't
hires-
And I guess where the confusion comes in, Dan, is I talked to other people who were in that meeting and they had a different recommendation.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, but I think that my position as management, rather than a council person or someone who's new at the position, should have more value than others.
So I'm not going to argue about it. What is the board's desire? Do you want me to put it on? I will put it on.
I already said that I'd like to table to that.
That's like a table.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's only 2 votes. If you'd be the third vote to table.
No, you need a majority to go forward. So majority of the constituted board would be 3. So,
Gotcha.
right, so we don't have the majority of the constituted board. So
Okay.
if you'd like me to put it on, you want to weigh in on it as an official vote, we can do that. If not, if you want me to withdraw it, I'll withdraw it. So,
I'm in favor of tabling it.
okay, we'll table it.
We'll table. Okay.
Very good. Do you need a couple minutes?
You still have 1 more.
Hmm?
You still have 19.
Oh, sorry. So 19 is let's see, we have 34 in total, part-time employees in the Parks and Rec department. So, and obviously, you know, it is not to exceed 5 months. You can see the start date is all over the map with these. It goes from June 15th on to, I think the latest one is today's date, July 1. And the hourly rates of pay vary by their experience or their job duties. So